We have great news followed by not so great news out of South Carolina. A few months back, I told you the story of Crystal Moore, who was the police chief in Latta, South Carolina. She was fired by the mayor there, Earl Bullard. Supposedly, she was fired because of a number of reprimands. Now, these reprimands were accumulated in a very short span of time, and the consensus from the people there in Latta, South Carolina, was that she's never had any reprimands. This is a really good police chief. She was fired because she's a lesbian. And there was actually some evidence, including testimony and comments and recordings from others in Latta, South Carolina, that the mayor, Earl Bullard, indeed seemed to find her, quote, lifestyle not a good thing, not a moral thing, and that it seems that certainly her homosexuality was a factor in her firing. Now, the last we told you about, the people of Latta, South Carolina, were thinking of trying to strip the mayor of his powers and make it a city council strong administration rather than a mayor strong administration. That happened. It actually happened. A successful election took place. The town voted to reinstate Crystal Moore as the police chief of Latta, and they voted to strip the power of appointing a police chief from the mayor, Earl Bullard. Huge news. Crystal Moore was thrilled. It seemed like this was just a fantastic, excellent situation. Except we have a problem. In a stunning turn of events, the mayor announced yesterday that he had hired a new police chief, Freddie Davis, before losing his power to do so. There was a vote taken immediately after the firing, which said the current mayor has to wait 60 days before appointing a new police chief. The idea being that they would have this referendum and they would be able to get Crystal Moore back. Unfortunately, that didn't happen until a few days after the 60-day window, and a new police chief was indeed hired by the mayor just before he lost the power to make those decisions. It's not clear what's going to happen here, Lewis. This I consider a huge victory in South Carolina. We know that not all 1,400 residents of Latta, South Carolina, are huge pro-gay advocates. However, they at least believe that regardless of their personal feelings about homosexuality and about Crystal Moore's, what some of them consider to be a lifestyle choice, as ridiculous as that is, that it is not right to fire her simply because she is a lesbian. And that in and of itself, to me, is a huge sign of progress.
It is. And the mayor ultimately, like you said, was stripped of his power. So perhaps in some way, the city council now could reinstate her. We'll see what happens. I don't know. But, at least the mayor cannot do this to anyone again.
Yeah, you would think that now that the city council has the power to make these hire-fire decisions about the police chief, they could just fire the new police chief, although it may be, and this would be justified, that they have to have specific cause in order to do that. And they may not here, because that new police chief probably hasn't done anything wrong yet, since he's not done anything at all. I don't know how this is going to shake out. We will continue to follow it. What's your prediction, Lewis? Does Crystal Moore ultimately come back or no?
I really can't say. I don't know, because like you said, they would need a reason to fire this new police chief. And who knows? He may be a great police chief, but we'll see what happens.